Good morning. It's Desiree here with a little bit of Wednesday wisdom to share. Last night, before I went off to sleep, I was reading a little ebook about storytelling. And one thing that really stood out for me was a question: who tells your story? And it really just struck me like whoosh, right here, got me. Who tells your story? Who do you allow to tell your story? So I'm assuming that you tell your own story. You do that through action, through deed. But who else tells your story? Who do you allow? Who's out in the world speaking for you and of you? So that really got me thinking. When we allow others to tell our stories, it can have some limitations. But when we only allow ourselves to tell our stories, again, our reach and our impact can be limited. So if I was to believe everything the media told me about myself, I'd probably be in a ball someplace sucking my thumb. I grew up in a fairly poor neighborhood. My parents were laborers. Neither of my parents went to college. My dad didn't even graduate from high school. Um, I lived in neighborhoods where they would have, if I would believe them, have told me that I could never do, be, or have anything beyond the walls of that community. If I were to listen to uh, some places of employment that I've worked at, I would have believed that I was okay just to sit and be where I was at, and that it was okay for me to be the only brown face in a room or the only woman in a room, and that it was okay for me just to kind of be quiet and get a check and have this chair and call it a day. If I were to let other people tell my story, it would be that I was a mom, but it may not be what that means. It may not, my story told from others' point of view may not talk about the struggle or the success or the joy or the pain. Who are you allowing to tell your story? Because it can't just come from you. But then again, it can't just come from anybody. So, my nugget for you is to own your story. Own it. And nurture it. Because that's how we connect as humans. Through stories. Through your experience. That is what makes us fully human and fully wonderful. Don't whitewash your story. Use those dark parts as lessons and share those lessons with the world. Own the medium that your story is being shared and let your story come through in your voice, in your way. Be the storyteller and tell that amazing story that is you. I wish you trust, the ability to trust in the power and the beauty of your story. Because when you share that and amplify it, you amplify yourself deep within this world. And that's all any of us can ask for. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. and take care of your story. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.